Starfinder, Angels of the Drift, issue number 2 from Dynamite Comics. So this is based off of the tabletop RPG series Starfinder, which is, I think, like a space version of Pathfinder. So basically, like Dungeons and Dragons meets Mass Effect, and you pretty much have Starfinder, as far as I know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I've only ever played Dungeons and Dragons. I've wanted to play Starfinder for the longest time, but I don't know anyone else who plays it. Anyways, this is actually written by James L. Sutter, who is one of the co-creators of Pathfinder and Starfinder. So that's always good. It's always great when you have one of the creators involved in the writing of a franchise. So a quick recap. Basically, it's a ragtag group of just space mercenaries, and they get this mission from this robot that wants them to find this planet that no one else has ever found. And of course, they take up the offer because they believe that if they're the first ones to discover this new planet and this new race, they can open up, trade deals and they can make a lot of bank off of it. Unfortunately, they're also being tracked down by another group of mercenary that wants to kill them as well as take the robot for themselves. And so the first issue is them basically meeting up with the robot, getting their mission, and then having a shootout as they're trying to escape from the planet while these other mercenary groups are attacking them, basically making a break for it into space. They had a chance to kill the mercenary group, but they didn't. And that's how this issue starts. It starts off with one of the characters. Her name is Oba. She is a lizard warrior, and she is awesome. She's basically like Drax meets Klingons meets Rex from Mass Effect. Pretty much all about like honor and fighting and death and stuff. And she's pissed off because she wanted to kill the people that were attacking her. But the captain, Navasi, who is this human woman, she is against murder. She basically says, I don't kill unless I absolutely have to. So because of that, they took some damage, and now they're kind of adrift in space. That's when we see some of our other characters. We have Quig, who is a rat, also a technician. He's basically like Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. And then we have Suravel, who's a space elf, and she's also a precog. And we have the robot that they're trying to take. The robot is the one that they're having this deal with. And the robot is able to basically talk to the damaged ship and get it to repair itself. This robot is a Spectre. The robot exists to promote technological developments, and so by talking to machines, it can ask them to repair itself. So they're able to get their main engines up, but they're not able to get their drift engines up. So they have to make a stop at this drift beacon first so that they can grab their supplies. And while there, we just have like a little bit more communication. We have Navasi talking to another one of the crew members. This member is called Keskodai, and Keskodai is a Sharon priest, and also like the paramedic. Basically, Keskodai is able to heal wounds, including death, and Keskodai also has this child that he keeps in a jar called Chick Chick, and Chick Chick is basically like this dragon creature. So yeah, they gather their supplies. They're going to go back to their ship when they realize that their ship has been commandeered by the Order of the Eclipse. And Navasi is like, all right, well, we're not going to fight our way in right now because this is going to cause a bunch of trouble. So instead, she comes up with this plan where Quig, Keskodai, and Saravel are going to create a distraction. They commandeer this tiny little mech that's used to like pick up supplies and stuff. Basically, think the little tiny mech from Aliens. It's kind of like that. And so, once Quig is involved, he just starts smashing things, which gets the attention of all the guards. And the few guards that are left behind, Navasi and Oba just have a shootout with as they get the supplies onto the ship. And we just see more of like the abilities being used. Like we can see that Saravel is able to use her abilities to make anyone that she touches kind of turn invisible for a while. So they're able to use that to sneak on board the ship. We see that Keskodai is able to use his ability to basically make one of the guards go crazy. One of the guards is like about to shoot them when he says, "You have a big gun there. It's too bad that your gun's haunted by the souls of all those that you've killed." And then the guard sees like the ghostly souls of all that they've killed and go crazy. So they're able to get on the ship. They're able to make their repairs that they need to access the drift engines, and they're able to basically go to the planet that they need to. And so they arrive at this planet that Saravel, the space elf, has had visions of. And in her visions, the planet is at war, it's burning, everyone's dying. So again, kind of like Mass Effect, where Shepard touches the beacon and then he starts getting like visions of like destruction and war and stuff. Yeah, basically we get some of that here. They arrive at the planet, and of course Navasi's like, "This is it. This is first alien contact with these creatures. We're gonna try to be nice to them. Like, we're here to deliver this robot, and maybe we can make some trade deals and we can get rich." But as soon as they arrive, the aliens that are there basically say, "Seize them. Like, you're under arrest." And at first, they are trying to like talk their way out of it, but then the guards start shooting at them. So then they go on a murder spree. So yeah, our heroes basically arrive on this planet that they're trying to make peace with, but as soon as they get shot at, they're like, "All right, enough of this. We're just gonna start murdering all of you guys." And so they have a shootout where they start blasting everybody and just like blowing holes in their chest, blowing holes in their heads. Oba's super excited because Oba's been really upset about the fact that they've been running away from battles constantly because Navasi, again, doesn't want to kill unless absolutely necessary. So now that Oba has a chance to start killing creatures, she's totally fine with that. And she's just like, "All right, I'm going to start blasting." Just reminds me of that Danny DeVito meme from It's Always Sunny. And anyways, I just started blasting. So yeah, they just start murdering all the guards. And there's a lot more. That's basically like half the issue that I just kind of described. There's another half. But I'm going to stop it there because I don't want to spoil anything more. I will say that I've actually been really enjoying this. This was a surprise. I was not expecting to find myself liking this. I've always liked like space opera, space adventures, and stuff like that. So when I saw this, I think the first issue came out during a kind of slow week when it came to new comic books. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out, I guess. It looks kind of interesting. And the first issue, like, kind of grabbed my attention. And second issue has been pretty good. I will say that there's a lot of reading. I don't know how much you guys can guess by the panels that I've been showing you, but there is a lot of dialogue. It took me, like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes to read this issue. And it's not like this issue is very, very long or anything like that. It's the average comic book length. It's just there's tons and tons of dialogue, which makes sense because it is based off of a tabletop RPG. For anyone who's not familiar with RPGs in general, there tends to be a lot of dialogue, a lot of storytelling. That's kind of like the biggest selling point when it comes to RPGs, is the stories. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of story out of this. But it's good so far. I like it. I've been enjoying it. Artwork's not too bad either. Characters are pretty interesting. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of Navasi. I mean, I don't find her terrible. She's just kind of bland at this point in time. Maybe things will change. Quig is cool. Oba is awesome. Like, she's my favorite. I mean, she's basically a giant warrior lizard woman who just wants to murder everybody. How can you not enjoy that? Kitskodai is he's pretty interesting as a character too. Saravel, I guess she's okay. She's also kind of a weak character so far. We haven't seen too much of her. So for the most part, most of the characters are pretty interesting. Like I said, the weakest would just be the captain. Captain's kind of bland. Hopefully things will change with that, in future issues. But the rest of the group more than makes up for her blandness. And yeah, if you enjoy Starfinder, the tabletop, obviously check this out. If you enjoy like space adventures, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, if you like Mass Effect, then if you like Star Trek, there's a little bit of Star Trek in here. I feel like with the whole like trying to do like deals and trades and stuff like that. So yeah, if you like those kind of like space adventures, then give this a try. It's a surprisingly good read. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. But there you go. There's Starfinder, Angels of the Drift. issue number 2 from Dynamite Comics. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.